Greetings to all my fellow watch enthusiasts on YouTube and Facebook and wherever else this video will be seen and shared. Celine Driver once again, bringing you another unboxing and review, and a very special one at that, of a watch that, well, it's not mine officially at the moment. I'll explain in a minute, but if I have anything to say about this watch will never leave my possession. Although as I make this video, that's not 100% decided. But the percentage is pretty much up there. I have the watch, so all I have to do is send the money. But this watch is not, as I make this video, this watch is in a countdown phase on the Zelos website. It's not officially being sold yet. That is going to happen after Christmas. I think this video will release just before Christmas Day. Just after Christmas Day, this watch and its 4 siblings will go on sale. First of all, let's take a moment and take a look at the case. This is the new case for Zelos. Now, I have many Zelos, as my recent Zelos State of the Collection videos attest. I literally, in my storage area, have 6 different generations of Zelos boxes. I have the big cigar box. I have the slim cigar box. I have the old pine box. I have the old micro pine box. I have the aluminum box that the Eagles came in. I have a couple of cardboard boxes that were really old stuff. I think this one's my favorite. This is aluminum, or aluminium for all you Europeans who pronounce it wrong. Joking. It's beautifully made. This is, dare I say, Rolex, Omega, Tudor levels of box quality. It's heavy. It's beautifully done. Aluminum, brushed aluminum on the sides, nice brushed gray on the other surfaces. Little flip-up latch, which holds pretty well. And inside, there are 4 cutouts and a little pocket up here, as you can see. This would make a great travel case. So, once again, Zelos making, they've done watch rolls, they've done folio-style leather cases, and this kind of case, so this can be repurposed for later. Inside the case, you can see the standard Zelos card, and yes, serial number 001. This is the first of the Starfighter chronographs with the Aventurine dial. And it is beautiful. You can see, I hope my camera and the lights I have in here are picking up the Aventurine fire. This is absolutely stunning. Just a beautiful watch. Black tachymeter bezel on there. I'm going to get the chronograph running so we can watch that. You have a running you have a chronograph secondhand here. Chronograph minutes here. And this is your constant seconds here. And a date window down there, which is wrong actually. Isn't it? I forgot what day. I think today's the 19th. I must have set that wrong. Oh well. Anyway. Beautifully done. Piston style pushers. As you can see, this is the start stop. As you can see, when you stop it and then restart it, there's no jump. And this is, of course, the reset button. Signed crown. Beautifully done watch. I've been waiting for this watch to come out for quite a while now. I saw renderings of this watch a long time ago, And I said to Elshin, that's beautiful. I can't wait for you to produce it. Put me on the list, etc., etc. There's no list, but he knew I wanted one. And it's just coming out now. There are a couple of videos out there. I know my good friend Jason DeCastro over at the Design Atelier. I'm sorry, I can't do it. Channel. He's reviewed a blue one. I was fortunate to get a hold of an Aventurine. Now, this is considered by Elshin to be a sample. It's not officially released yet, so we are waiting for that day to come. I know it is towards the end of December 2021. So, snapshot in time, as I'm making this video, the watch is not in production. Beautiful watch. Beautiful. I don't even know how to use a tachometer scale, but I really like having it. On the back side, you have your standard Zelos single fold clasp with the double release pushers. Opens up to a very nice stainless steel clasp. You have the current flavor of the month micro adjuster, which is a push-pull thing. You can push it in all by itself. You pull this spring-loaded bar away to release it, and I had mine on the second click. Very small links. They are held together by screws, so getting the right adjustment on this watch should be fairly easy. Those of you with bigger wrists, however, will probably need to ask for more links from Zelos, because as you can see, I only took 2 out, and it fits me perfectly. Usually with the Zelos watches, I have to take like 4 of them out. On the back side, you have an exhibition case back with a nice turbine-style custom Zelos rotor, and the typical etched-in information about the watch. You can see water resistance on there somewhere. It says Zelos Starfighter, 316L stainless. I wish my eyesight were better. Can't read all of this stuff. There's the numbering. This is 001 out of, I believe that's 75. So there's only going to be 75 Aventurines. So if you want one, when that thing goes live, you better jump. Get froggy and jump, as they say. Quick release spring bars on the end links, which is a nice touch. And I love the overall shape of it. I love the roundedness of the it almost. Now, Seiko way back in the day had a case they called the UFO. And I had my eye on that watch for a while when I was still in the vintage Seiko part of my collecting. I've moved away from that pretty much. This reminds me of that case and that watch. Very 70s UFO style case. Maybe there's a different name for this. The lugs drop away rather sharply from the case, making this a fairly easy watch to wear for people with smaller wrists. I will give you a wrist shot on my 7¼ inch wrist. You can see it fits very nicely. I still actually have room to spare on my wrist because of the sharp drop away on the lugs. It's a fairly low profile watch for a chronograph. If you remember, the previous chronograph offering from Zelos was the ZX line, which I love dearly. I own all 8 models. I own an example of all 8 models, plus my 2 specials. If you want to see a review on those, I have those videos on my channel. This is definitely a thinner watch. I believe those watches were like 16 millimeter. This one is significantly thinner, even with a very tall box-style crystal. It's definitely thinner than the than the old ZX. Not to say I don't love the old ZX, I do. And no, I'm not selling any of them, so I know a couple of you guys are eager for me to unload a couple of my ZXs. Ain't happening. Now, I've seen some people on Zelos Timekeepers on Facebook and in comments on other people's videos really whining, and I am going to use the word whining specifically because it's my video. I can say what I want. About the N-Link and the bracelet, I don't know. Maybe it was the angle of the photographs or the angle of the video or something. I'm just not seeing what you guys are whining about, really. I don't see the problem with the N-Link. It integrates beautifully into the case. There's no sharp overhang or anything like that on the middle part of the link. It integrates nicely into this very silky and very flexible bracelet. You know what this bracelet reminds me of? My dad recently picked up a Moser Streamliner watch with a particular bracelet style. Looks very much like snakeskin scales. This gives me that sort of vibe where the links are very tightly integrated and they move together very beautifully. And this bracelet reminds me of that bracelet from an H. Moser and C called the Streamliner. If you want, you can go look that up and see what I'm talking about. I don't have a problem with this bracelet. Some people are really getting up in arms about it. I mean, okay, everyone's entitled to their opinion, and I will fight to the death your right to express it, even if I don't agree with it. But with the quick release spring bars, you can obviously pop that off and put it on a leather strap, put it on a NATO. You'll have to get your own spring bars, but that shouldn't be a problem. Put on a NATO, put on a leather, put it on FKM rubber, put on a different, I have a very nice silver mesh bracelet from Ichi, which I've got a ton of them. As you know, I have a great fondness for that bracelet. I think it would look fantastic on this watch. If I decide to change it one day, but no, I'm gonna leave this alone. This one is absolutely stunning. I'm in love. I fall in love with Zelos so easy, but this one is just beautifully solid. You can see the chronograph is working very nicely. I'm gonna let it get to about here, and then I'll do a reset. And it's a very uncluttered, uncrowded. That was probably the one complaint about the ZX, is it had 3 subdials to it, and it looked a little bit too busy for some folks. I mean, this has a 2 subdial dial, and it's very easy to read. Just push the B button, and everything pops back to where it should be. And the chronograph second hand does not interfere with the hour and minute hand. So I have my sheet of facts here so I can give you the vital statistics of this beautiful Zelos Starfighter, their latest and greatest creation as I'm making this video. This is the Aventurine version. There are going to be 5 versions. There's going to be a Spitfire version, Meteorite, Blue, and White, or maybe Frost. It might be called Frost. And this one, limited production, as is usual in Zelos lore. They're going to be starting around right around $1,400 US. For, I think this one is $14.99. I believe the Spitfire one is a little more expensive than that. Prices are on the website. Go take a look. I'll leave a link in the description, of course. It is a 41 millimeter diameter watch, so it's very wearable, very accessible to a variety of wrists. Due to the sharp drop-off of the lugs, it is a 48 lug-to-lug, 48 millimeter, 22 millimeter lug width, and 13 thick. Now, except for the thickness, the measurements are taken from the Zelos website. I use my own calipers to measure 13 millimeters on thickness. 316L stainless steel on the case and the bracelet and the clasp. 50-meter water resistance. It is not a swimmable watch. It is a sports watch. It can get a little wet. You know, you get caught in a rainstorm or whatever. Don't take it underwater. This crown is not a screw-down crown. Okay? It does have two positions. First position sets the date. Second position hacks the movement and sets the time. I think the hand jumped a little bit, so let's put that back to there. Push it in, starts up. Not a screw-down crown. Box, sapphire crystal on top. Sapphire crystal on the exhibition case back. On the bottom, it is a flat crystal. There is a fixed tachometer bezel. This one is ceramic. Other models will have a steel bezel. The Aventurine gets a ceramic bezel. Bracelet does taper, as you may have noticed. It tapers from 22 millimeter here down to 18 millimeter here. The removable links are 18 millimeter. They are secured by screws. And yes, the screws on this watch were high and tight. 75 examples of the Aventurine will be made. The movement is an ETA 2894. I hope I pronounced this right. Elaborate movement with a custom turbine style rotor. The movement is relatively undecorated. This again bothers some people. I don't know why. I am in possession of watches with fantastic looking movements, and unless the front of the watch is skeletonized, it doesn't really bother me that they're not decorated. I know some people, the decorated movement is, the be all and end all. And again, right to your opinion. I'll fight to the death your right to have that opinion and express it. I don't get it because you wear watches like this. You don't wear watches like this. So the only thing that's going to see a movement 90% of the time is the top side of your wrist. So I don't get it. I mean, I appreciate a pretty movement as much as any other watch collector, but I'm not going to, I'm not going to lose my mind over the fact that this is a relatively undecorated, off-the-shelf ETA with a custom rotor. I appreciate the fact that it's an ETA movement in a watch that's at a very accessible price point for a watch with a full Swiss ETA movement and one of the most gorgeous dial materials out there. I mean, the Horizon Aventurine looked fantastic. The Nova Aventurine looked fantastic. This looks fantastic. My father, I keep bringing my father up, but I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. He has an Omega Blue Moon, ceramic moon phase Speedy with an Aventurine dial that looks fantastic. The Aventurine is one of the most underrated and one of the most beautiful dial materials out there. And I appreciate the fact that I don't have to spend $5,000 to get into one. And that's really all I want to say about that. I got an Aventurine dial. I've got a Swiss movement. I've got Zelos customer service, high quality customer service, and I'm under $1,500. Makes me a happy man. So I can live with an off the shelf ETA with a custom rotor. That's me. And a beautiful case type that I hope Elshin continues to use for a long time. They're also a lot easier to store in low profile Ask me how I know. Anyway, I've gone long on this video, but this watch was really special to me. I mean, almost all the watches I buy in one way or another are special to me, but I watched this watch. I watched the genesis of this watch for a long time, and I was really enthused to get a hold of one when it went up for sale. And full disclosure, I was really looking to buy the blue one that Jason reviewed. But when I found out that there was an Aventurine coming, I said, gee, let me think. Oh, yeah, I think I'll go with the Aventurine if I can get a hold of one. Now, this is a sample. Technically, I'm supposed to send this back, but Elshin and I are going to have a discussion. But for now, this is not my watch. But that may change. And if it does change, in the interest of full and fair disclosure, I will update the description of the video to let you know that either I bought the watch or I returned it. But for now, I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. So with that being said, I hope you found this video to be entertaining, informative, and useful, especially if you're trying to make a decision on whether or not to buy one of these watches. I absolutely think you should buy one of these watches. I think they're fantastic. If you found all that to be true, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. That does help the channel, and I hope you will click the thumbs up to help me grow the channel and make my channel more searchable with the YouTube algorithms. Comments, questions, suggestions down below. I do read them all. I do respond to them all. However, if you're going to troll me or you're going to leave links in there that take people to bad places on the internet, I'm just going to delete the comment and I'm going to block the commenter. If you're new to the channel, of course, I bid you welcome. Glad you found the place. Stay a while. Watch as many videos as you want. All I ask is that at the end of the turn, please click that red subscribe button. Help me add subscribers and grow the channel some more. If and when you do click the subscribe button, click the bell icon next to it so that when I upload new videos to the channel, you will be alerted. And also when I do live streams, which I do every Wednesday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, or other times during the week when I can, you will be alerted to the start of those streams. Meanwhile, as I always say at the end of my videos, this is a crazy old world, and it is not getting any less crazy. Trust me, I know. I ask that you be careful out there as you traverse our crazy old world. Be careful, be safe, be well. I'll see you soon.